Welcome to Xtalks Clinical Edge, our digital magazine where industry leaders, patient advocates, and top researchers converge to bring you the sharpest insights in clinical trials. In this interview, we're speaking with Christine Enciso, Vice President, Development Services and Operational Excellence at Regeneron. Christine will share advice for those aspiring to a leadership position in pharmaceutical development, discuss her key priorities for the next few years in terms of development services and operational excellence, and more. What have been some of the most challenging and rewarding projects you've worked on at Regeneron?
One of the most challenging projects I've worked on while at Regeneron is during the COVID pandemic and our COVID rapid response and what was required of me and my team during that time. What was different about that, what was challenging was the unprecedented speed and sense of urgency that we had to work under. And then I guess for the rewarding part, it was answering that call and being more empowered and creative and innovative in the solutions that we were coming up with and having the autonomy to make those risk-based decisions in a way that we never had before. So that's one experience that I've had that was really challenging and rewarding. Secondly, which would come to mind is our recent experience and global expansion. My team and I are responsible for infrastructure support, and we have services like SOPs, training, vendor and relationship management, development records management, and being infrastructure, we had to support the organization to expand our footprint into 12 more countries. And we learned a lot about ourselves in that process. The challenge was doing it in a very tight timeline, supporting the organization to hire hundreds of people and get them set up in new countries and ready to perform. And the rewarding part was that we did it, but also that we learned a lot about ourselves and even enhanced our processes along the way and came out better for it.
How would you describe your leadership style? And how has it evolved over the years?
So my leadership style today relies very heavily on inspiration and motivation and setting a vision that everyone can clearly see and buys into wanting to reach. And I do that by, role modeling or, demonstrating the positive buy-in from myself and understanding of the rationale of why we want to go where we want to go and the benefit of it. And then really trying to support my leaders in doing what they need to do to get there. So removing obstacles, providing resources, thought partnering. So that's my style today. In the past, I'd say, the supportive, the setting vision or the inspirational piece has always been there, but I probably managed more in a kind of a consensus or team building. Everyone gets a voice, shared accountability. And I think that was okay as I was progressing in my career, going from maybe a technical expert to a functional expert to departments. But then once you become a leader of leaders, it kind of requires you to shift. You keep some of the strengths that you have that make you, but then you also learn to shift in ways that help leaders lead as well. And you kind of motivate them and help them, get what they need to through their own style.
What advice would you give to someone aspiring to a leadership position in pharmaceutical development?
I would say, first of all, great. I think we need more leaders in pharmaceutical development. I would say first and foremost, make sure that you are scientifically and technology focused, that you are getting that strong foundation in those things. Get as much exposure to the drug development life cycle as you can. The more you can see the big picture in pharmaceutical development, the better leader you can be, and just, bringing pieces together, making decisions. For me, building a network is really important as you grow in leadership and strive for a leadership career in pharma. In that network, getting mentors, sponsors, always seeking feedback on how you're doing, know what your strengths are, manage around your development needs, and just keep learning. The industry moves fast. The healthcare movement and landscape changes rapidly. New technologies coming in change the face of how we're going to do our business and how you will have to lead in the business. So those would be my guidance to someone who's looking to do that and advance in their career.
Can you discuss any initiatives Regeneron has undertaken to improve diversity in clinical trials?
While I'm not the expert, I certainly am in a position to support and stay close to my peers who are accountable for looking after this. I know that we collaborate very strongly in industry consortiums like Trendcelerate to either share best practices or learn or thought partner with other organizations on how to address diversity in clinical trials. A couple of things we've done in-house to set ourselves up for success is we've created dedicated roles at the study level that sit within our functions of like feasibility or patient engagement, and they help manage cross-functionally views on how to address diversity within our programs and our studies. And then like other companies, we engage with patient advocacy groups and patients when we can to learn from their experience and how to go about this. And then something closer to my organization is we have supported the business in creating SOPs or work instructions that help accommodate creating diversity action plans or diversity plans in our clinical trials.
What are your key priorities for the next 2 to 3 years in terms of development services and operational excellence?
Priorities for me in the next couple of years are very clear. We just finished our 5-year roadmap. So for us in an operational excellence organization, we're focusing on a couple of things. One is that we want to focus on our stakeholders and our customers and meet them where they are. I have seen as we've grown and we're working hard every day, sometimes we put our heads down and we're trying to make our lives better or our processes better. But I'm trying to tie our work to our stakeholders and customers to ensure that we're making their experience better, which is, what my organization serves to do. Secondly, I really want to think about how we use automation, artificial intelligence, other ways of using technology to increase our efficiency. We do not, as an infrastructure group, we don't grow as fast as other groups that are, tied directly to the portfolio. So it's really a mission for us that we have to continually get better. So that's our second, priority. And then lastly, very important to me is employee engagement. I think sometimes that, sort of gets missed in prioritizing as a given, but in this more complex, high pace, high change environment that we're in, I think more attention to employee engagement. They're the people who get all the work done. That's our third priority, is making sure we're addressing involving colleagues in decisions and in innovation and motivating them to, show up as their best selves every day to work. And all of that will enable Regeneron to just deliver on this incredible pipeline that we have.
For more content like this interview, be sure to keep exploring Xtalks Clinical Edge.